Thank you very much. A very good morning to you. Thanks to Dawn and For the Region team for inviting us along. I'll try and make it a little bit more positive, I think. There is lots of change. There is lots happening, but there's lots of fantastic things happening right here in Pembrokeshire. It's a very special place to me, and it's wonderful to be here at the Queen's Hall in Narberth. I spent some 14 years of my childhood growing up here, as he's just arrived, actually. Martini gave me my first shot and opportunity at radio. My mum saw a little advert in the Western Telegraph saying they were looking for a student to come in and talk about school in life. I came into the studios at Radio Pembrokeshire. It had been running for some sort of 6 months, and I just couldn't shut up. I was just talking about music all the time. And then Mark, I think, saw something in me and thought, well, we're going to get this kid to talk a little bit about music. So I went on to a Tuesday night music review. It then got sponsored. I didn't realise how much money they actually made off me. I didn't get paid for years and years and years. But it got me into the world of media, yes. But ultimately, it's what it did for me personally, which was to grow my confidence, my self-esteem and my belief, but also that ongoing and underlying Pembrokeshire focus and drive. And that's why our motto at Pure West Radio is your Pembrokeshire, your station. As you can see there is a couple of other businesses that we work with and are proud to be strategic partners, and also how the evolvement has gone from me being that spotty little teenager on local radio to growing Pure West Radio, which now has over 50,000 listens every single week. We have 1.5 million on average views every single week, and that amasses to some 20 million views every quarter. So they're big numbers. And I think that's an underlying thing we'll constantly be hearing about today at For the Region, is Pembrokeshire really punches above its weight, and it's an exciting thing, and it's something we should all be really, really proud of. So as you can see there, T1 Entertainment, that was where I was first at Radio Pembrokeshire in my early days, but also I was DJing, I was at weddings, I was even doing gigs at bar mitzvahs, even a funeral I've DJed at, can you believe it? But it was their wishes. And then more and more people were like, oh, can you come to this gig? Can you come to that gig? So then I started forming a group of DJs and talented promoters to come together and ultimately put on some fantastic events and gigs. Then as the years went by, and as Will Bramble rightly said, there's been lots of change, but we evolve with that change. And as we have seen a big shift in media, and I hold my hand up, there is a lot of scaremongering going on in media. There's a lot of not good things that we do see on a national level. But that's not what we do. And that's why independent local radio and local media is so, so important, because we are that independent voice. We connect people, we bring people together. And as we've seen happen in lots of other businesses, they kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger. They've evolved, and then they come into larger groups. And we've seen that across radio, across newspaper and TV. But that's why we started Pure West Radio back in 2018, because when I was 14, we had this amazing local radio station that built up to be award-winning. It was the most listened to local radio station in the UK. Chris Moyles on BBC Radio 1 was talking about Radio Pembrokeshire. What is this local station which has got 66% market reach? Nobody's doing those kind of numbers anywhere in the UK. Phenomenal. And we were very proud of it. But it got bigger, the group grew bigger, and they made a decision in 2016 to relocate to Cardiff. And I said, well, I'm not coming. He said, you what? Come on, you're coming with us. I said, I'm not, guys. I said, I don't believe you can take, Radio Pembrokeshire out of Pembrokeshire. And also I didn't want to upheave my family. And I believed in what we do right here in the county. It was where I wanted to set up my home and bring up my children and family. So our local radio station became sort of not local anymore. And we've got a great relationship. They are, doing regional coverage. We are hyper local. It's what is in our DNA. And that's why we launched Pure West Radio, was to connect local people, to bring local people together. And I think ultimately, as the years have gone by, and, we're only 8, we're still a little baby really in the grand scheme of things. It's okay for that change to happen. And we've got to really embrace it. Social media might scare the living daylights out of you, but also it's an incredible tool that you've got available to you. But we help many, many businesses navigate that. And over the 8 years, we've now had some 400 businesses that we work with on a regular basis, nearly 800 businesses we've had touch points with over that 8 years, an average of 100 a year. It's incredible. But it's all thanks to the belief that we've got from our team, from our workforce, our volunteers, and they create lots of opportunities. And what's so special is that we bring those people together. We might have someone that walks in and simply goes, "Oh, I've got this really cool tune. I want to get onto the radio." Well, here's BB Scone. Here's the Pembrokeshire musical mogul who's done many gigs here at the Queen's Hall, and he gives them that opportunity, that platform to be heard. And otherwise, they might not have that. And also, likewise, with local news, and really interesting again what Will said in regards to sort of the big headlines, the scaremongering. Yes, it happens. We've got a deluge of information and content on social media these days. What's true? What's clickbait? What isn't? What's AI? And we've got to cut through that. And it's really simple. We just report on the facts. We get to the truth. We get to the bottom of what's happening in our communities, and we report on it. And 9 times out of 10, it's all very, very positive that we put out on Pure West Radio. If you listen to our local news on the hour, some great feel-good local news stories. We've got an immense sporting population of incredible athletes, and we have a dedicated sports show as well as many other specialist shows to be able to cater for all those people. So ultimately, it's Pembrokeshire that we're very proud of. It's Pembrokeshire that's in our crest, and it's what we stand for. And as we grow and evolve, and as we change, it also creates wonderful opportunity, which we've had recently, where the Phoenix Bowl in Milford Haven was sadly going to close. I'd been there as a little youngster, and when I wasn't on the radio or doing gigs, I liked a bit of 10-pin bowling. And Graham, the owner, said, "You're not too bad, actually, son. Maybe you should go for the Welsh trials." I said, "No, you must be joking." He said, "No, you're all right. You're not too bad at this." And lo and behold, I got into the Welsh team, and in 2003, I managed to represent Wales in the European Championships at 10-pin bowling, which was an amazing experience. As again, you get older and change happens. I had to put the bowling balls down for a little bit, and I brought my family up. And then I started taking them to the Phoenix Bowl. They got soft play, they got the bowling. But sadly, it was going to close. And that's because of the change which has happened. There's now lots of opportunities. People can, stay at home, and they're worried about the cost of living crisis and what money they've got to spend on their families. So the level of investment wasn't coming. So we decided to start a bit of a rescue mission. So we pulled our heads together and got one of our investors to believe in our journey and to back our vision with the Phoenix Bowl. And ultimately why he couldn't sell it was because there was only a restrictive lease offering available. But again, with our relationships with Pure West, and we've got a fantastic relationship with the Port of Milford, we were able to secure a 10-year lease, a 3-year investment programme, and avoid the Phoenix Bowl from closing. And this was all happening the week that Oakwood sadly closed as well. So it was a real rescue mission, but pleased to say we managed to get it over the line in November, and we've got a really exciting offering. But this is because we've positioned ourselves to be able to support this great business that was already in existence. It had gone through COVID, it had gone through the cost of living crisis. It's 25 years old this year. To see that close would have been a catastrophe. It's the only 10-pin bowling centre in Pembrokeshire. It's one of the only soft plays that you can access 7 days a week, right across the year from 10 till 10. So that was our wonderful saviour that we were proud to announce back in November. And then, of course, what we do here today is we bring people together. We're delighted to be media partners here for the region to let a lot of people know about this going on in Pembrokeshire and beyond. So a huge part of what we do is events. Whether that's organising them from the ground up. We brought the Haverfordwest Carnival back last year in association with Haverfordwest Town Council, and delighted it'll be back again this year. Save the date, the 15th of August. And if any of you want to float, come give us a shout, because we've taken care of all the trailers, the lorries, the insurances, all thanks to our partnership there with Haverfordwest Town Council. So the Powerhouse series is a result of these wonderful events that we put together. It's a culmination of 5 events in 4 days. I'm delighted that's going to be from the 16th to the 19th of July. We've got the Big Pems Food Awards. I know there's a few finalists in here tonight, which is wonderful, and wonderful to have lots of you here today that have managed to get. There's 39 finalists, may I say, of local business in the hospitality sector that we're championing on the Big Pems Food Awards on the Thursday, the 16th. On the Friday, we've just announced it. We've got Boys Life, any Boys Own and Westlife fans we'll be absolutely delighted with that one, and tickets are flying. The Saturday, we're bringing Ibiza to Pembrokeshire with West Presents, and on the Sunday, free family fun day with Half West Town Council. So 600 kids will be enjoying a fantastic inflatable fun day on us. And then on the Sunday night, to top it all off, we've got a World Cup fan zone where the World Cup final will be shown. So we've got many facets from bringing local people together, local businesses. Ultimately, that is what is in our DNA and what we do at Pure West Radio. So thanks to For the Region for inviting us along for a chinwag. Please come and say hello to us as well, how we can help you and your businesses, but ultimately bring Pembrokeshire together. Thank you.